Welcome to YellBro Road. I am Jordan, and today we're going to look at the whole Rogan sphere and with the fallout of the Trump administration, which was obviously full of shit from the beginning, but these guys, it took them time to figure it out. And we're going to go over some of their reactions through some of these videos here. But first, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. Grazie. Alright, so here we have a video from American Redact, and it's kind of going over the Rogan sphere. I think it's for the most part that. I don't know how much we're gonna watch of this. It's kind of we just watch till we feel like, and then after this, we're gonna go to Tim DeLon and his JD Vance dinner, and then a little snippet of Rogan himself. But let's start with this video. Name of the video is "The Political Grift is Over." Let's do it. Here we go.
To that point, like there'll be people that they'll DM me and be like, "You see what your boy's doing? You voted for this." I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for. Yeah. I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back. And now he's even flip-flopped on that, which I kind of like. But he's like, oh, well, we kind of need the people working in restaurants, and we need our farmers. It's like everything that he said that he was going to do that he campaigned
well, he said to us, which was important.
All right, so
let me stop that there just to go over that little clip right there. This was all foreseeable. It was. And once again, I understand, and actually probably their excuses would be like, oh, I'm just a dumb comedian, you know? I didn't know what I was doing. I'm a dumb comedian. Like, well, all of us have the fucking internet. I get it, you guys are famous and you're busy and all that shit. But, like, if you don't know, just say you don't know. If you have a podcast, bring people on with counter arguments. The Trump thing was fucking obvious. He had 4 years in office, guys. What the fuck? But, alright, let's continue.
after about 5 short months of Trump being president, the podcast bros and the Rogan sphere are already backpedaling on voting for him and publicly supporting him on their podcasts to hundreds of millions of voters in America. Like as you just saw, Andrew Schultz is completely baffled by what Trump has done in office since being elected, claiming he voted for none of what Trump has been doing. Let's not forget that this is the same guy who was all giddy and excited at the thought of his podcast swaying the election after their Trump interview.
It's not close anymore. Is that the energy y'all felt?
You're a prisoner of the moment.
Yeah, you really are.
We know that about me.
Right.
We know that about me.
Before Trump came on, you're like, yeah, it could go either way. It's very close.
No, before he came on, I was like, he don't got a chance. I was like, he's coming on here. He got to be down bad. He got to be down. I mean, no, we're the best. He got to be down bad. And then after the interview, obviously we saw the reaction.
And you got 20 or 25 text messages, and you were like, this guy's winning.
You know, listen, it wasn't the 20 to 25 text messages. You know what it was? It was the looks on the street.
So yeah, very idiotic stuff coming from the Flagrant podcast as always. But honestly, you can't blame Andrew Schultz for behaving this way. Because after all, he's just following the Joe Rogan blueprint as he's done since the very beginning. Joe Rogan.
That picture will forever be funny, bro.
He's just following the Joe Rogan blueprint as...
Oh, fuck.
He's done.
He's not even at shoulder length.
Was the guy who made this Waluigi look like so successful.
Hilarious.
He's the guy who inspired Andrew to start a podcast. And he's the guy who probably set up the Donald Trump interview. So if you're going to point fingers at this stuff, point them at the guy who they're standing in the very short 5'5" shadow of at best, Joseph 250 Rogan. Joe Rogan is also shocked at Donald Trump doing exactly what he said he was going to do, as he was just criticizing Donald Trump and his immigration policies in a recent podcast he did, calling these policies insane.
It's insane. Yeah. We were told there would be no... Well, there's two things that are insane. One is the targeting of migrant workers, not cartel members, not gang members, not drug dealers, just construction workers showing up in construction sites and raiding them. Gardeners.
Yeah.
Like, really?
And so
The fuck was he expecting? Yeah, like what was he expecting? He said it. He never wavered on that. Why would you expect something different?
Here's the thing. I thought, like,
He better.
nah, people thought that he was going to do. I mean, Obama's version was very aggressive as well, but they thought he was going to do something like that. That's what I think people thought, right? With immigration, and yes, there were people that definitely were focused on like, oh, he's going to go after criminals, and he keeps bringing up MS-13 and Trade de Agua, whatever the fuck their name is, Venezuelan gangs and shit like that. Yes, they implied they're going after gang members and quote unquote hard criminals. Right?
First.
Sure. But that's what people took from that though. It was just like, okay, you're not gonna go after fucking construction workers, right? You're gonna go after fucking gang members. But
He better.
You shut the fuck up. What the fuck are you doing?
Nah, dude. But it also no, because it's not.
Hype man or something?
I'm fixing your brain. I'm fixing your
These
brain.
guys-
That's what
Fucking
Bro,
hype man in
There's
the
a
background.
million
and
of
shit.
this guy, but there's a million of dubsters, bro. Where they're like, nah, they broke the law, coming illegally. They all gotta go. It's like that shit is not a. That shit's not a. It's
up
not
for
a
debate.
Yeah, it's not up for debate. I'm saying it's not. It's not like a dog whistle. That's like an actual policy that most of the Trump fucks hold. Like, nah, they're here illegally. They gotta go. I don't care what they're doing. I don't care if they got 3 kids, a sick mother. They gotta go.
I don't care if they've
Everybody's
been
gotta
here
go.
since 1982.
Exactly. He's laughing and shit, but there's I've heard motherfuckers say that seriously.
I am
wasn't
aware of
laughing,
that.
I'm serious.
But the general
And there's
population,
a lot of them.
the general population thought it was gonna be like
Agrees.
Obama shit, like that type of deportation.
I don't know.
I think so. But based on all
They're
the
woefully
other
mistaken.
policies that you're aware of that are going to be like absolute downhill, terrify the earth style shit, based on all that evidence, then it would make you think that his deportation policy is not going to be something that's healthy in any form or fashion. It's going to be, again, anti-human deportation policy. Let's just be honest about that. So that, yes, it was foreseeable. Even if he didn't explicitly say, like, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to target fucking students that go after, that speak up against Israel. Even if he doesn't explicitly say that, it's still kind of predictable. Like, okay, it's probably going to be a fucking train wreck based on, what he's going to do with the other policies. Right? So that's where my logic went. So, yeah, no excuse, once again, for anyone that fell for any of this shit thinking something normal was happening. And by the way, I want to add,
We don't
I said it in the last
know what
video.
normal shit happening.
Well, let me wreck your shit, Dubster, for a second. All the over-the-top shit he's doing right now, he's on pace to slightly pass Obama's deportation in like a 1-year round, right? 1-year round of ICE going around and rounding people up and kicking them out of the country. He's only on pace to slightly pass Obama. That should fucking tell you
We
something.
don't know.
That should tell you
We
something.
don't know. We don't know how many have self-deported.
That's another thing. And there's also
Fair enough.
it's the intimidation factor. They actually, it's like, it's like I take them at their word. They actually mean like, yeah, we want to scare you into not being here illegally and not thinking about coming here illegally.
Yeah.
So it's more of an intimidation factor how the policy is supposed to take effect.
Yeah.
More than the actual numbers.
Yeah, but
It's like a culture change. That's what they're trying to. That's what they're coalescing their base around, a culture change in the country.
yes. But I also want to say, even though Obama's policy was much more quieter, there were people that were like, "Okay, I'm leaving." That was happening because within the communities, they know ICE is out there fucking rounding people up and shit. They knew that. And there's people that stayed out of okay, we're not going over there because look what they're doing. So
I think there is, but they don't know the statistics you're making, Jordan. They don't know that. Most of them don't know that. They know they're over there, they're over here, they're going hard, man. Like, don't. They're probably telling family, yo, don't come. Like, even if he doesn't deport as many, he's treating them brutally once incarcerated.
Yeah, and he's obviously
How is he treating
obviously
them
because
brutally once incarcerated?
Well, we've already seen how he's been holding them, Dubster. And
How?
what do you mean how? With the new facility?
well, imagine being in holding cells for long periods of time, where you're losing sleep, and psychologically what that does to people. If you ever heard
Not
of
only
MK
that,
Ultra, what they
yeah.
do with sleep deprivation, on and so forth.
They're doing that?
Not only
I didn't know that.
Bro, there's people in holding cells. There's no beds, so they gotta lay on concrete and shit and try
you're
to
not
sleep.
really
And
sleeping, bro.
they're not getting good
With
sleep at
lights
the
on.
very least.
With lights on, there's no go outside time.
Yeah, and you're in a room
You're
with
locked in a cage.
with 30 other fucking people in a room, stacked together, it's yeah.
Well, they don't have United States constitutional rights, so.
Well, some of them do. That's the thing, Dubster. Some of them do, because some of them are American that end up in these places. Straight up. There's more and more stories popping out. People screaming like, I have my ID, and they just get taken anyways. Then they're in the holding cell, and it takes some time before their family shows up and yo, here's this fucking birth certificate. Here's this. This person's American.
Under those rare circumstances, then a
Nope.
wrong has been done to them.
Well, I'm sure there's some journalists out there that are going to actually count numbers one day, and I hope you're right that it's only 2 or 3 people. But it doesn't look that way, but maybe it's only 2 or 3. But we'll find out one day, probably, right? That'll be real telling, won't it? Anyways, all right. Let's keep going here.
Oh, really?
Mark Ruffalo calling out Rogan. Okay, here we go.
Buffoonery has gotten so bad that even Hulk Smash himself, Mark Ruffalo, had to call Joe out for this in a
That's a
tweet email
pause.
the
That's
other
a major
day,
pause.
saying it's a little late now to pretend like Project 2025 didn't exist all along. You're either not that smart or not that dumb. It's hard to tell at this point, which I must say is pretty on the money. I mean, there were Trump supporters waving enormous mass deportation signs at every one of Trump's rallies leading up to this election. So for Joe Rogan to act this way, especially after having Trump on the podcast, is absolutely mindless. And mind you, that was likely Rogan's largest podcast of all time. So now for him and his army of unfunny goons to take no accountability is very, very dumb. And
Goddamn.
honestly pretty characteristic of the Rogan sphere.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Do you regret it?
A lot of people made a big deal. I did say that I regretted it the other day.
Holden, son.
It's almost like
What the
podcasters who have zero
fuck was that answer, Dave? The fuck is that?
I did. Yes.
Fucking weirdos, bro. All right, here it's people's heroes, though. All right, here we go.
knowledge of
Feel
anything outside
bad,
of locker
right.
room humor shouldn't get involved in politics, let alone invite them onto their huge platforms and have them push.
What?
He's ordering food.
Motherfuckers ordering food and shit, bro. All right.
Whatever narrative they want, while giving absolutely
Don't
zero
be afraid to use that
pushback
mute
to
button,
anything that they
Dubster.
have to say. And the Rogan sphere has gotten
Jesus
so political
Christ, he
now
does that
some
shit on
comedians
purpose.
inside of it are speaking out about it. Like when Andrew
Can't buy brain
Santino,
cells,
Bobby
Dubster.
Lee, and Yanni Papa all came to the conclusion that comedy podcasts should have never turned political on a recent episode of Bad Friends.
That's not the problem. The problem isn't them being political. The problem is them being fucking stupid and not
Idiots, yeah,
not looking into things.
Lazy.
Have all the
They're lazy.
resources that none of us have. They have resources to actually call up one of these motherfuckers' agents, be like, "Yo, come on the show and let's talk about this." And if they don't show up, like, I invited this guy, but he didn't show up. What do you want me to do? Dubster, I swear to God, I'm gonna move this motherfucker. Like, right now. I'm actually moving him.
He's laughing, bro. I swear to God, he's laughing.
He can go laugh in another room. Anyways,
Watch him come right back. Watch.
Summer bit. All right, can I get some cornbread and fuck?
Oh, tread on my rights.
Can I get Alpha Brain back there? I need it.
Methane blue, please. That hurts.
I tried thinking today. Kind of hurt. Got some Advil for me. All right, here we go.
Well, we'll do that
know
again.
that this show is still as stupid as it's always been from the beginning, because I see a lot of our podcast pals or people in our sphere that are taking these shows to a level that we don't go to.
Which is what?
Well, they're all having like
They're all, like,
politicians on.
journalists.
Tim got fucking interviewed by like CNN.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the fuck is going on?
Yeah, we stay here.
Same with hyenas. We're
We
just fun.
stay right
Right
here.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw that they
That's to me. That's not noble. It's not a noble like venture at all. It's like I get it, guys. I get it. Like I was saying the same thing about Bill Burr essentially. Maybe less so now, maybe more so before, where it's like, it's okay to have an opinion, guys. It's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to be wrong about something. That's okay too. But like going about it if you dive into it and you go about it a certain way, like you get shit on, for sure. But
It's a risk you take.
like, listen, if your thing is like, I just want to strictly do comedy bits and all that shit on a radio show, do that. But it won't be anywhere near as interesting as someone who can do more. Right? Patrice O'Neill is funny as fuck on comedy, but he's funny as fuck on politics too. And I'm like, it's actually like enriching the experience of hearing him and Opie and Anthony and all that shit. It's actually like a enriching experience. You know, like, and they're way more. Let's be real. They're way less bounded comedically too. They say more wild shit. They were saying more wild shit over there. It's more interesting to me. So, yeah, if you want to do just pure comedy stuff and do your bits on radio shows and tell us when your next fucking live shows are, like, okay. But someone who's saying something about the world would be way more interesting to me. So this is not a shut up and dribble scenario for me at all. I'm not going to go there. But, all right, here we go.
had Bernie on Schultz's show.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
He's not coming here.
Bernie?
Yeah, we had David Mamet.
Yeah.
Bernie.
Yeah, but that's
Bernie's
rad.
people would never allow that.
We got people that they can't get.
Yeah.
No, it's not that they can't get him.
Well, they can get him.
Yeah.
But we got him too.
I just don't think we want politicians on the show.
No.
It's getting a little
it'd be
muddled,
fun.
right? It's getting a little. What's going on?
I just think
Well, it's inorganic.
Comedy podcasting is entering this world of like news or something.
Yeah.
And people are taking it serious. And it
Like, yeah. Another problem is that it's inorganic. It's agents calling agents to get, Bernie Sanders on your show. It isn't like some sort of like natural occurrence. Like, oh, hey man, I met Bernie at a bar and we started talking. I'm like, man, why not come on my podcast, man? Oh, all right. That sounds fun. Right? It wasn't like that. It's Bernie's got a book he's selling. Bernie's got a campaign he's doing. Something like that. Right? It's political season. It's voting season. So Bernie's there or Trump's there or whatever the fuck. It's not organic. But you should be okay to have like anyone you want on your show, like straight up. If you avoid it, that'd be like, what if you were like really interested in having some person on and they actually like, yo, can I come on your show? You guys need to be like, no, you can't. No, you can't. Not only am I interested by this person, but it actually like grow my audience too. Would these guys actually say no? Like, come on. Like, no, I'm a comedy purist. Like, yo, some of the best comedy, like maybe the best comedy we've seen all time is kind of political. Well, I wouldn't say political, but something deeper than politics. They say something about politics, like the topic, but like they say something deeper than that. But still, like some of the most powerful bits of all time in comedy. Pretty sure. Remember the 7 words or whatever from George Carlin? Yeah. That's fucking political. Here's what you can or can't say on fucking TV. Right? And it's funny. But, all right, here we go.
It's not.
Well, there was an article after the election about how legacy media doesn't have the power it once had, and that podcasting is now.
Well, it sucks.
You know what I mean? Replacing some of that.
That's not good.
Yeah,
we shouldn't replace it. This should be its own thing.
Yeah.
This is its own form of music.
They then go on to make a...
No, it can't do that, dude, because if all you're getting your news from is fucking TV things and the legacy media motherfuckers, it's like, yeah, like the change needed to happen. There needed to be, a change. Not saying it went the best direction, but it's to showcase that people are tired of boring ass people in suits telling us, what to think. They'd rather have, a 5'5", roided up guy with tattoos telling them what to think. At least optically, it gives you like the illusion, like, oh, okay, this is something special and different. But whatever, all right, whatever. I'm not going to get stuck on this.
When they say that they simply don't know enough to have politicians onto their podcasts, which is very refreshing to hear these comedians admit to.
No, it's
Since
not.
the guys that do
Well, if they
have
admit to it,
politicians
that
on
is
seem
fine.
to think they're the second comings of Pythagoras or Aristotle.
We also, you probably know more than me, probably, but I don't know much.
In the world?
Yeah.
I only know what I read this morning.
Yeah, so me too. So my point is that we don't know enough to have these people on. We are goofy.
Yeah.
It's a comedy podcast.
Imagine Bernie Sanders coming. He's like, it's great to be here. And Bobby's like, what does your penis look like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I wouldn't say that. Why you out your fucking mind? Why would I say that?
What would you say? I'm Bernie
I
Sanders.
go to your political. I don't know, but my point. I wouldn't say that about your dick.
You get to penis
Yeah,
somehow.
Is your asshole gray?
See?
Okay, that'd be one of them. Yeah, you're right.
Is it though?
Bruh.
It brings big numbers, right? That's probably why people do. Because everyone's like talking. It didn't used to be this way. It didn't used to be everyone was into politics. Now even
Rogan.
kids are into politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was like 12, I would just be like, smell my fingers.
Very refreshing to hear a comedian in the orbit of Joe Rogan confess that they're just comedians and not knowledgeable enough to have the types of guys on their podcasts like Andrew Schultz, Joe Rogan, or even worse, Theo Vaughn. And speak.
But that's the thing. This shit is not rocket science.
Look at this picture. What the fuck, yo?
He looks like a South Park character, but
And then he's complaining about Gaza, motherfucker. You had lunch with Jared Kushner, bro. You know who you're talking to?
yeah. The point is, Trump is not some intellectual giant. Bernie is not some intellectual giant. You can't actually engage with it. Like, this is not some fucking philosophical fucking debate or something like that, right? It's just not. And by the way, Rogan's been doing that before. I'm sure people like, oh, okay, Rogan sold out or whatever, but before that, his origins, he had all random different fucking people on. He just wasn't big enough to have like the president on, right?
Yeah.
But he had all types of people from different ideas, ideologies, philosophies about the world and all that shit. And the point was to showcase them, I assume. But yeah. I'm not mad at them for having these people on. I'm mad at them for being this stupid. Comedian doesn't mean stupid at all. We know there's smart fucking people out there that can make us laugh too. It's just that these guys are lazy. That's their problem. They're lazy. They want to talk to politician A, but not do any type of research or thoughts, like deeper thoughts about it, or ask questions that people want to hear answers to. But all right, here we go.
Speaking of Theo Vaughn, he now might just be the biggest political puppet in the Rogan sphere, larger than, dare I say it, Papa Toe. And man, do I have a lot of stuff to say about this guy. But I'll just round it all up by saying that he is much worse than you think he is. And he's just hiding behind his stage.
Yeah, his example's kind of trash.
This curious hillbilly from Louisiana who says...
That video?
Yeah, that video's stupid.
I saw it before I saw this video.
They're gonna play it in this video, right?
I believe so, but I saw this before I saw it on this. Like, we've seen this video already, by the way, audience. So, but I saw that before, and I saw the guy talking about it or something. But all right, here we go.
Act, which is him just improvising as this curious hillbilly from Louisiana who says random things. In reality, guys, Theodor von Kurnatovsky comes from a line of deeply influential and successful Polish politicians.
This is
and some
weird.
of his relatives are pretty shady individuals. Like, I'm pretty sure one of his close relatives was assassinated in Louisiana a few years ago, which everyone just assumes was staged as him unaliving himself, since he actually owed millions of dollars to people who lent him money.
The former owner of Tipitina's music club has died at the age of 68. Roland von Kurnatowski reportedly shot himself during a hunting accident. Eyewitness investigator David Hammer recently reported on allegations he took millions of dollars from investors.
Von Kurnatowski was primarily a real estate developer building widely praised projects like the Orpheum Theater. But in the last 2 years, Von Kurnatowski's financial life was unraveling. He split with partner Eric George, bounced checks to performers, and was sued by investors who gave him millions of dollars for treasury bonds, only to learn the money was tied up in his real estate projects. And this year, the FBI began questioning the investors about where the money went.
And so I have a lot to say about Theo Von, because I think that he tries his very hardest to stay away from any criticism. Like the reason you never see P cringe,
Looks like a 90s
Too Lazy to Try, Comedy Enforcement, or anyone in this category make a video about him is because he has the strictest copyright butts out of all of the comedians we cover. I mean, they literally ban anyone from seeing even a clip from his show in another video, which is...
Yeah.
We're seeing a clip right now.
It means like probably full audio and everything else. But yeah, certain things with Rogan, that happens as well. That's happened to me several times. It's weird because these are supposed to be like the funny guy free thinkers, right? But they don't want anyone else using their shit. They might be thinking about money, maybe. But it's like, I think you can tell the difference between someone who's like being critical versus someone who's just, mirroring your video to make money off of it or whatever. Right, there's a stark difference, and then again, I can consider the idea that, look at the endorsements on screen already, right? Excelsium, right? DraftKings, whatever. Twitter, like, okay, we got too much money here. We want to make as much money as we can, and yeah, Theo, dumb fuck Theo, come over here. Yeah, sign this. Thank you. Thanks for signing that. So now, like, we own your. The overall company owns your likeness in a way. So if it's used anywhere else, or maybe he owns it himself, but he has a team of people, and his team goes around knocking people off, like kind of like Candace Owens in certain situations. But, all right, here we go.
Pretty much illegal, since all these videos fall under fair use. So as innocent as he paints himself, he's actually terrified of any sort of negative review. I mean, just look at the way he scurries away from Andrew Tate and the Nelk Boys after the Nelk Boys ambushed Theo with the idea of having Tate on Theo's podcast.
Andrew, you gotta do Theo's podcast. Yeah, we should talk about how you thought about it. That would be fucking amazing. Yeah, I got enough emotional issues at the moment. But Theo gets away with everything. Does he? Yeah. I don't until he doesn't. Yeah. Tell me about it. Welcome to America, dude. I don't know how long they're letting you stay. Yeah, me neither. Glad to be back.
And so, as shitty it was to ambush Theo with someone as controversial as Andrew Tate, him scurrying away is very telling of how he's so protective of his image. I'd also like to add that when he pushed that dude by his neck in a random bar in Nashville, everyone and their mothers came to Theo's defense before ever hearing the other side of the story. So I'm just going to share his side of the story with you guys right now to let you be the judge on whether this guy deserved physical violence or not.
Hey, I'm the fan who got choked out by Theo Von. Let me tell you what actually happened. So I'm not just a random fan. I live in Nashville. I play music full time. That's me. All of this happened on...
This is the guy who looks like he's 21, 22. He's actually like 48 years old or something.
May 2nd. You can see right there. Which also happened to be my birthday. I had my gig from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock. My friends brought me cake. They brought me balloons. The bar brought me sparklers. So when Theo walked in, he didn't have any security with him. So people were walking up to him, talking to him, taking photos. I finished my show. This was like 10:18. Nobody in my party had talked to him yet, not even me. We thought it would be a funny video idea to get him and me popping my birthday balloons together because he's a comedian. I was trying to be courteous because he was talking to somebody at the moment. So in this next video, you can actually hear me say, I don't want to interrupt their conversation. I was waiting my turn to talk to him. Everybody was all just standing around having fun, having a good time. Nobody was bothering anybody. I mean, I'll show you the full video.
Like, I'm gonna get some pussy tonight.
That's the guy I was waiting for, who I didn't want to interrupt. This is where the video that you've seen starts. I went up and I said, will you pop some balloons with me? He turned away and looked like I said something offensive. I leaned in and said, hey man, I'm a fan, I'm just messing with you. He turned back around and then aggressively got in my face right there. I was confused, so you can see me leaning in.
Theo's having a bad day.
That's when he grabbed my throat and shoved me back. What happened was a completely uncalled for reaction, especially when you consider the facts that nobody in my party had been badgering him for hours. We hadn't even talked to him. This was a 14-second interaction, and that was it.
So I'm not entirely sure if I support this guy or not, as his story likely has a lot of holes in it, but I really don't think that what he did called for a shove to the throat. But do let me know what you guys think of that down below. Anyways, getting back to the point of this video, Theo Von also reacted negatively to one of Trump's decisions after seeing the mass casualties in Palestine, where he then proceeded to cry about it on his podcast only a few days after being buddy-buddy with the entire family that sends Israel billions of blood money per year.
Me. I don't know if it feels to me like it's a genocide that's happening while we're alive here in front of our lives.
Just feels like it, you know? Feels like a genocide, you know? Know what I'm saying? You ever have that feeling where it like feels like a genocide? I had that feeling. It feels like a genocide. It's like, yeah. I get it. He's maybe not the greatest with words or whatever. When not joking, I guess. I don't know his stand-up at all, honestly, but whatever. Like, what do you do? Well, what do you do about it? And it's like, yeah, man. Granted, a lot of people are gonna sail by through this thing, right? Where we all understand what's happening over there. I think a lot of people, or people that watch my channel, understand what's going on over there. And it's like, man, oh man, I know you'll skate by when shit goes down and it's like the fucking Nuremberg-looking fucking trials, right? I know, like, you know, Netanyahu's face will be up there, and Trump's involvement, and Biden's involvement, and all that shit. The U.S. government's involvement in general, let's be honest. And some other nations and people, and, you know, Smotrich and Ben Gvir and all these fucking faces, right? But I won't forget, like, what these guys were doing. Like, I'm not going to forget that. I'm just not. From Rogan to Theo Von to these fucking content creators, I understand they're dumb comedians, right? But still, I've heard him, I've heard Rogan, I've heard these other people, like, point out what's happening over there. And I saw a lack of, I don't know, actionable care, if that makes sense. All you have to do is, like, just talk. Like, you can talk to people, like, really, as far as, like, I don't know, within the administration, like, these guys talk to these people. He had J.D. Vance after he did this whole thing about, I feel like it's a genocide, man. After he did that. So it just comes off as like, I wonder what history will say for you guys. I'm sure you'll be forgiven. And if I point it out, I'll be shit on for that. But like, it is what it is. All right, here we go.
And I don't, sometimes I feel like I should say something. I'm not a geologist or geographer or anything like that, you know, so I don't know a lot of the some of it I do know though. Like I know the basics of the issues over there, and I just can't believe that we're watching that and that more isn't said about it. You know, and it's crazy because our country's also complicit in it. You know, it's in it and has been for a long time, and it's just kind of interesting because then you just realize, oh well, I'm a member of this country, but I'm just
a dumb comedian.
What we want sometimes doesn't matter. You know, and you just have to be a member of a place, and your government is making other choices. So I don't know if I said that correctly or, yeah. So just praying for those people and just the grief that is all going to cause.
Does anyone wonder if this fool's just playing dumb? Like you said, I don't know the geography or I'm not a geologist. Like what? He's like, is he playing stupid? I don't know. And also, once again, this guy has, I mean, exponentially more, I guess, room or access to tell people like about this than any of us do. Even the more informed, right? By a lot, I think. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know his circumstance. I don't know if he's bullshitting or not. I don't know. I don't watch Theo Von. You seem like a silly guy, and like off rip, where I'm like, oh fuck, whatever. Like you're not like, you don't say anything of importance to me. For me, just my taste in things. I'm like, But maybe, I don't know, if someone like knows him better in the comment section, you want to say something about Theo Von that I don't understand, like please go ahead. But I don't know enough. He's funny. I've not heard him. I've never laughed at anything I've heard from him.
Well, he's
what? Hello? Okay.
Like Dumb and Dumber?
Oh, like Dumb and Dumber? Okay. Well, I don't watch his podcast. I don't watch his stand-up, so I'm not going to say he's not funny. I just don't. I don't know any of his stuff, and the things I've seen, I haven't laughed at personally. But, all right, here we go. For that one picture, maybe.
You notice, like, what are we doing?
I've seen this clip before.
I just want to say that this was a completely human reaction by Theo here, and it's good of him to say anything in order to make a dent and move the ball in the right direction. I just think saying this and then doing a complete 180, dining with Ivanka Trump and rubbing shoulders with the people who fund Israel is pretty contradicting of him. So guys, as more and more Austin assassins come out and visibly regret voting for Trump, it just makes you realize that these guys should have never involved themselves in politics in the first place. Since after all, they're just podcasters, with some considering them comedians. I mean, even my channel is now somewhat political at times, simply because...
Alright. So let's move on to the Tim Dillon. Wrong one. That'll be the Rogan portion. These are like more like direct words from Tim Dillon, and then Joe Rogan. So once again, I'm just gonna play it till I'm like, all right, let's move on to the next part. But for now, here is Tim Dillon and talking about his dinner with JD Vance. Here we go.
I'm going to tell you about a dinner I had with a member of the administration. I'm going to tell you everything that I know. It's not a defense of Trump. It's not a defense of the administration. In fact, I think if they do not release everything they have, they are done.
What the fuck are you doing, bro?
Everything you have. Pam Bondi.
Dubster. You're masturbating on my YouTube video. Mute yourself, please.
I'm not fucking doing anything. I'm having dead spots.
You're fucking breathing heavy into the fucking microphone. I can hear it.
I'm not breathing. You're hearing the wind.
You just say, I'm not breathing. You just say that. I mean, I know that.
Wind.
I know you're a mouth breather. So.
We're hearing the wind.
Start over. Let's try this again. All right. Here is Tim Dillon and his dinner with JD Vance. Here we go.
I'm going to tell you about a dinner I had
with George.
With a member of the administration. I'm going to tell you everything that I know. It's not a defense of Trump. It's not a defense of the administration. In fact, I think if they do not release everything they have, they are done. You need to release everything you have. Pam Bondi needs to be fired.
All right, so
and that should already be a red flag. It should be an extreme red flag. Because that was a thing that was like where people were like, it's Pam Bondi's fault. Or it's, Cash Patel or Bongino's fault. Meanwhile, it's like, I don't know. It feels like, Trump, it feels like you already have bent the rules for other things. But this one, you're not doing that. Make it make sense, logically. And he won't be able to because he's a devil worshiper and they can't do things like that, right? He's already a part of whatever the fuck the idea is or agenda or whatever the fuck is, and he's going to move in that direction. He gives zero fucks about you or me or any of us. And yeah, so he's not going to quote unquote bend the rules, which is what the initial QAnon thing was, I think. Like he's going to use the intelligence agencies to take down the deep state. Right? He's going to abuse the power of these things we don't like. But he's going to abuse them for the sake of, I guess, righteousness or something. Or for doing the good guy thing. And that is just bullshit. Obviously bullshit now, right? But don't worry, we can just blame Pam Bondi and Cash Patel instead. Blame them instead. All right, whatever. All right, here we go.
Previous video, I was talking about how based on Tim Dillon's reaction to the Epstein situation, I thought he probably got the call, but it turns out he didn't just get a call, he got a dinner, because obviously the best way to bribe Tim Dillon is with food. If you want him to push a certain narrative, you got to wine and dine him first.
He got the call.
That's what someone from Trump's administration did because, of course, when the government needs help dealing with controversy, they start reaching out to comedians. That's where we're at now. So a lot of people are speculating Tim met with Cash Patel, but I believe it's JD Vance. Tim's already done a podcast with him and JD.
It is confirmed. It was JD Vance. He said it to Alex Jones in the video we watched yesterday.
He's been going around helping Trump do damage control over this. Also, Tim kept saying Cash Patel should be fired, so I don't think it'd be him unless that meeting went really badly, but Tim didn't make it seem like that. And I guess to his credit, at least he admits he took a meeting, so now we know he can't really be fully trusted when talking about the Epstein stuff, because clearly they had a meeting to get Tim to push a certain narrative. He acts like he was just there because they wanted to consult with him and also explain to him what's going on. But obviously, they're just trying to influence him to push a narrative to his audience. Like, why else would the government want to talk to Tim Dillon? And I think part of what they're trying to influence him to do is just blame it all on Pam Bondi and Cash Patel. Tim was acting like they're the ones solely responsible for the Epstein files disaster. He kept talking about how poorly they handled it and how they need to be fired. Like, that will really change anything. I mean, Tim knows it won't. And even just last month, Tim was kind of defending Pam, or he is at least giving her the benefit of the doubt, because he said her hands were tied, like she doesn't have enough power to release the files on her own, and her and Cash are just taking orders from the higher ups. But now he keeps talking about how badly they botched the situation, and in order to get ahead of the controversy, they need to be fired. Like they're the main ones to blame here. So I think during this meeting, whoever Tim met with was trying to get it in his head that Pam Bondi is mostly to blame here. Because also it sounds like Trump wants her to take the fall now too. I know he's defending her a lot recently, but now there's a report that he wants Pam to take the heat over this. So that's why I believe this is part of the narrative they want Tim to push, basically to blame it on anybody but Trump. Because like I said, Tim also kind of changed his tune on this after he had the meeting. Before, he made it sound like Pam is just taking orders and doing what she's told. But then during this episode, he kept saying she handled this really badly and she needs to be held accountable and fired.
But there is clearly an effort somewhere to tie Pam Bondi's hands behind her back. I'm not vouching for either one of them, and I'm not damning them. I don't think they look at these two. I just don't think they have. Let's watch that video one more time. I don't think they have it within their capacity to do anything. I think things are coming from above them. The only way you can.
So the head of the FBI and the Attorney General, who is above them?
The President of the United States. That's it.
It's not the janitor? I thought it was the janitor. I thought it was his fault.
Did you say the cousin? The cousin of the United States?
No, the President of the United States. Mr. Trump himself. Not his janitor. Not his doorman. Not his fucking limo driver. Mr. Trump himself.
I don't know. I heard there's a guy in Secret Service that's pretty high up, and it might be them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
They got pull, man. Powerful.
They got the earpiece, bro.
All right, there we go.
Get ahead of this is if you fire Bondi. Number one, I'd like to see Bondi and Cash. I don't know anything about Bongino, but again, if all three of them...
He's under Cash.
This is the biggest bungling of anything ever. Remember when they had these morons go out with these binders, Epstein Files Phase 1? What the fuck were they thinking? So, it looks...
Wait. So Timmy, not that I think they would just, like, on their own do some sort of investigation. I mean, Kash Patel was screaming about, more so about Russiagate on his way into office, or before he was actually appointed FBI director, than Epstein, as far as I'm concerned. As far as what I've seen, he made like a whole fucking documentary about it. So, like, this is, I don't think it is about above and below. I think it's like the whole apparatus is like that. Democrats are doing this as show for the sake of winning voters. But in reality, do they care about the fucking Epstein files? They don't fucking care about that shit. Because they kept their fucking mouth shut for years.
Hakeem Jeffries just admitted, 2 days ago, Democrats don't care about the Epstein case.
Not
like
really.
on camera.
Well, it's a political win for them. That's what they're going for. Let's be honest. And
No, he literally said on camera, yeah, we don't really care about this.
yeah. And the rest of the Republicans, except for like a few, are like, yo, we want actual things. Same with Democrats, right? We want, like, there's a few of them that's like are trying to, I guess, do things to get the information released, but the rest are just essentially, this is a both sides thing where it's like, yo, just keep this quiet. Let's disappear this and let's move on. Let's get back to boring ass politics to, destroy people's lives. Let's get back to that together. That's where people are at right now. All right.
Yep. Uniparty is strong.
Yeah. But, all right. Here's more.
That's what they meant by uniting the country.
Yeah. Well, they want to ideologically phase out. It's like they use this whole thing, this whole Trump phenomenon, to just point out, like, okay, yeah, this guy's one of us. This guy's not. Okay, get rid of them. Find a way to get rid of them. Right? Just like phase them out. That's what it looks like to me. And that would make sense based on, let's be honest, the traditional politics we saw for fucking years. For years, dude. But, all right, here we go. There's more Timmy.
Really bad, and if they want it to look less bad, and I don't know how bad it is,
Tim also kept talking about how ridiculous it is that Pam, Cash, and Dan Bongino were even part of Trump's administration to begin with, because he says they're like QAnon conspiracy theorists, podcasters. But if Tim thinks they're bad hires, maybe you should blame the one that hired them. It's hilarious. He's like, I can't believe these people are in the government, but then won't say anything about the person that put them there. You know, it turns out it's always everyone else's fault.
Cash Patel, these people are like people who failed at having podcasts. They would have been me if they had talent. They're running the FBI because they're shot. These are people that were like hyping up Q drops on 4chan and leading retards in every fucking direction, thinking that Hillary was going to Gitmo, and now they're running the FBI. And whether they're in on it or the deep state is closelining them, they got to get the fuck out of there and start a podcast. Half of that administration needs to start a podcast. Pam Bondi, I will email you the mics to buy. You're out. It's time to go.
Pam Bondi, please join YellBro. You'd be very welcomed. Come on over. Cash, nah, son. Sorry. Do something else, bro. Go somewhere else.
Don't we have a YellBro ... community?
What?
Don't we have a YellBro ... community?
I don't even know what that means. YellBro ...
Indians.
Oh. You mean red dot? That's usually
It
Indian.
doesn't have to be red, does it?
But that's like the idea.
It usually is, but does it have to be red?
I don't think so. Well, we have a committee of one as the YellBro ... community. One person and one person only, but they only recognize as being from the UK. So, anyways, all right, here we go.
It's time to go. They took people who had podcasts and put them in control of the government. So either they're compromised or the fucking factions of the deep state are fucking shoveling shit on these people at an amazing pace because they're incapable of delivering anything. They appear to be fools.
Or Trump's name is mentioned in some sort of case file that they don't want to talk about or release. Could be that too, but whatever.
When they go on a show, they appear to be a fool.
Also, Tim kept acting like the only reason Trump doesn't want to release the files is because it implicates him in a money laundering scheme with Epstein. Like during this podcast, he kept saying nobody cares if Trump is using Epstein for money laundering. Like he really believes that's the reason Trump is scared to release the files.
That would be bad
there's no way
enough.
Tim actually believes that. Like Trump, he's just so worried about being accused of money laundering. He'd rather risk being accused of being a pedophile because obviously that's what's happening now that he's not releasing the files. So thankfully, I don't think many people in Tim's audience trusted what he had to say here. Most of the comments were calling him a sellout. Like someone said, Tim is in his establishment hoe phase. We wish him well. Next week, Tim in a little hat talking about the real estate possibilities in Gaza. After many years, Tim just started randomly pronouncing Ghislaine Maxwell's name properly after one White House meal. Tim, you can't spend all these years sharpening our cynical minds with your satirical comedy and then expect this episode to fly. And almost every comment was like that. So nobody's buying this bullshit narrative that it's the deep state trying to cover it up, or it's just Pam Bondi and Cash Patel's fault, or Trump is only using Epstein for money laundering. That's what Tim wants us to believe. You know, soon he'll be talking about how Bill Gates just liked Epstein's private island because of the beach or something. I mean, I don't know how you could go through Trump's connection to Epstein and come to the conclusion that Trump was probably just using him to help with his finances. There was clearly more going on there, and Trump couldn't make it more obvious with his response to people questioning him about it. But we're supposed to believe that Tim thinks it's just Trump being worried about money laundering.
But you got to show people you weren't children.
Yeah.
That's what you have to show people. I don't even care if he laundered a little bit of the money. No one does. No one does. Donald, if that's what you're worried about, no one cares. It's okay.
I think a lot of people would care about that, right? If Trump, let's say Trump
money laundering?
knew, well, let's say Trump knew about any type of trafficking or something like that, right? And then he was like laundering money through, like, essentially through Jeffrey Epstein avenues, right? Like that would be extremely damning.
Would that be funding? Wouldn't that be funding human trafficking?
Well, it's like your money's now mixed in with the, you know, black market underground sex trafficking, right? It's like your money's blending in with that to be to be rinsed, right? So like,
right, it would be funding human trafficking.
Yes, like that is extremely damning. I don't know if he's trying to like goad him along or something. Not that Trump watches his fucking podcast. Let's be honest. Trump is not doing that. But maybe that's his idea.
No, he only watches Fox. He has his son watch the internet.
Yeah.
Barron watches the internet. Trump watches Fox.
Fair enough. All right, here we go. I'm probably just gonna, I guess, play this out till we get to Rogan's portion at the end. I had it like chopped up, ready to go, but 5 minutes, might as well just fucking play the thing. Here we go.
Donald, if that's what you're worried about, no one cares. It's okay.
People would care.
If he laundered some of your money, even a lot of your money, if he laundered a lot of your money, because that's not what people are thinking. God,
Wait,
it would be fun if he just laundered.
What would Trump need to launder money for?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, he's got a casino. Why does he need outside help to fucking launder money?
Exactly.
His fucking whole lineage has like ties with, New York real estate fucking like moguls and everything. The idea that he would need to launder money through some fucking guy who likes to fuck little kids, like I don't see that. I don't know why that would even be in his cards, but
yeah, makes no sense. And he's, by the way, he's outside of New York too. He's all over the fucking place. Trump is. So yeah,
well, yeah.
He has Vegas connections, like you said, casinos. If it was like so much money, right? He still has connections in all these other fucking avenues. Why the fuck would you go with the guy that, like, let's be real, if you read Epstein's like credentials, like this guy screams sus, right? It screams sus. Something is not right here, essentially. All right? So like, why would you do that? Unless you're trying to help your friend make money, which would be, once again, damning. Very damning. But don't worry, Tim could just say like, "Oh, I'm a dumb comedian. I was just coming up with something," But all right, here we go.
Of your money. If he laundered a lot of your money, because that's not what people are thinking. God, it would be fun if he just laundered some of your goddamn money. Just say that. Say that.
Yeah,
say I got a casino.
I think he's just being funny. He's not being.
He laundered some money. Say it. Say it now. That's not impeachable. Who cares? He laundered some money. God damn it.
It's not impeachable.
Say that.
So essentially,
he's being facetious.
Essentially, Tim Dillon right now is recommending the type of lie Trump should tell.
He's joking, I think. He's definitely joking.
I know, but that's the desperation. It's like, I want my hero to be a hero, so just baby it down for me, please. Tell me you're just a money launderer, not a.
I think
well, but how is that not impeachable? Like, Clinton got impeached off of a couple blowjobs. Like, money laundering? Like, I feel like that's pretty fucking serious.
That's definitely impeachable. He's joking.
Yes, it would be, but yeah, I agree.
It'd be more impeachable if he'd be impeached than arrested for crime. He'd be arrested for crimes while not in office.
Well, yeah.
He's hard trolling.
Unless it's past statute of limitations.
Yeah, he's
and
doing.
They
he's
probably
doing a
would
bit.
do that past statute.
He's doing a bit for sure.
Oh, okay.
He's like, oh, why? Well, why not? Like he's like doing a bit for sure. But all right, let's keep it moving.
Come out and say it. He stole the money with me. I was just, he was laundering my money. I wasn't the kids. He was laundering my money. Scream it. Have a press conference and go, Jeffrey Epstein laundered my money. And that was wrong. And that was wrong. It was wrong what he did with the laundering of my money. But here's all the files. I didn't do anything else. It was just about money. That would be nice. That would be ideal.
Empty ass cup of
Something's going on. I don't know what it is.
How dare you?
Something's happening.
So unfortunately, I think Tim has been compromised, but I still don't think he's as bad as Rogan. Rogan makes it so obvious he's helping cover for Trump. Like, he never really talks about Trump's connection to Epstein, and when somebody brings it up, he tries to change the subject.
He's tight.
I mean, you can go on.
Yeah. It's like with Rogan, I don't know. I think he's, I don't know. Because a lot of times it feels like he's just like trying to be everyone's like friend or whatever. So he's like afraid to like call anyone out, seemingly. But fuck, I don't know. Either way, either Timmy joking or Rogan and what he's about to do. It's like, sorry guys, it can come off as like you're covering for them. So, granted, you may not want to answer those questions, but it might be put to you one day. Just being honest. And this guy gets a shit ton of views in like this is a day ago. 260K, and it's like consistent 300,000+ his videos. So yeah, it's growing. They like you guys are starting to like the shield is not working anymore. It's starting to get like knocked away a bit. But all right, here we go. Once again, I don't know if Rogan's there's plenty of things where I'm like, this guy's kind of full of shit, but I don't know, his reasons might be actually something where it's like he's just a pussy, you know? It's like, oh well, we had dinner, he's a good nice guy, you know? Or he was at the UFC, he's a nice guy, we shook hands, we talked. All right? Like that type of like kind of cowardice in the face of like, hey, here's a giant story. Maybe this guy's culpable. No, not. But Pam Bondi though, and Cash Patel. All right, here we go.
Joe's podcast and call Bill Gates or Bill Clinton a pedophile, and Joe will spend 10 minutes talking about how it's probably true. But when it comes to Trump's connection to Epstein, Joe does not want to talk about it. And of course, he does the whole routine of trying to blame the cover-up on Pam Bondi and Cash Patel, just like Tim did. I mean, they make it so obvious what's going on here. Like also on Rogan's recent podcast, he finally reacted to the DOJ investigation into Epstein, where they said there's no client list and no blackmail operation. And he just talked about how badly Pam and Cash handled the situation. And his guest is like, well, it doesn't help that the president was good friends with Epstein. And immediately before his guest can even finish talking, Joe's like, everyone was hanging around Epstein, even Nobel Prize winning scientists. So of course he doesn't want to talk about the guy who's in charge of the country, who is friends with Epstein, that's now trying to cover up the story. He'd rather talk about anybody else who is friends with Epstein.
One of the things that everyone...
Sorry, I just want to pause right there. Once again, the guy could be leaping. The guy who made the video, George here. He could be leaping for sure. Like I don't know Rogan's exact reasons, and him not necessarily. He's not changing the topic, but like kind of pivoting away from Trump a bit. I don't know if that's like some sort of maniacal plan to do that, or if it's this. Rogan's an idiot. He just does that. Right? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, here we go. But okay, interesting idea. Here we go.
So of course he doesn't want to talk about the guy who's in charge of the country, who is friends with Epstein, that's now trying to cover up the story. He'd rather talk about anybody else who is friends with Epstein.
One of the things that everyone was promised was you're going to find out the Epstein client list. And you're going to find out who killed JFK and what the UFOs were all about. You haven't heard a fucking peep out of any of that shit.
Yeah.
No one knows nothing. And today, they just finally said there's no client list. There's no videos. I mean, I had Cash Patel. These people, you know, Cash came on the podcast and said there's nothing that you want to see. You know, this guy...
nothing you need to see.
Dan Bongino, who's always like shouting from the rooftops, we're going to get to the bottom of this and find out who these people are. Everyone's saying no, Epstein killed himself. No, nothing to see here. And it's like, okay, well, that's why people are cynical. People are cynical because you had all this hope for change, and then you realize, like, oh, the same people that are pulling the strings are still pulling the strings.
Well, and it doesn't help when there are videos of the president, hanging around with.
And everybody else, including Nobel Prize winning scientists.
Yes. Yeah. It's not just limited.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's that whatever that compromise organization was, whatever that thing was that they were running, whatever this game was, that I'm sure they're running another version of it right now, where they provide experiences to people that have a very difficult time, getting out there and having their fun, and then they compromise them.
Yeah, so that's one way to look at it.
That is probably, like, as far as like practicality, that it probably is actually the most important part of this, is that because there's no actual examination of like the actual, like, whatever happened, is that like, this could be happening still with different people. Like, for sure, right? Like, that's probably like for me, like, probably the most damning about this is that, like, there's no way that like if it is as extravagant as far as like the scope of it, if that's the case, and you just drop the case now, like, okay, case over, we're done with this. It's like, well, what makes you think like this isn't still happening, just with someone else being like a handler or a recruiter or whatever of young girls or young boys or whatever? What makes you think it just stops there? Even if we got the Epstein answers, I'd still be like, well, how do we know this, like, something like this isn't still happening? On that, I'm saying on that scale of, like, I guess the idea is like famous political people or famous, celebrities or whatever the fuck. But I'm just saying, like, for that's not even that important to me. It's more of like the idea of like organized trafficking and all that shit. Doesn't matter if they're famous or not for me. And the fact that, like, are we still talking about this guy? Huh? Are we still doing that? Like, I don't think that's the point I know there's people that dig into it for entertainment, but even for them, I think the deeper point is that, like, hey, this is not right. Like, obvious bad shit. It's obviously bad. Why are we not giving it more attention or more care about it? That's probably the most damning part as far as the way the federal government has handled this thing. All right? I think that's where that is. But, yeah, I'd be curious. Like, do you guys think Rogan's distracting on purpose? I don't know. Do you think he's, like, purposely distracting in that moment there?
I couldn't tell right there, but it seems like it's a knee-jerk reaction thing. It's not knee-jerk reaction, but like it seemed like it was in the flow of the conversation when he said it. So I'm not sure if he premeditated. Oh no! If this comes up, I got to defend Trump. It didn't sound malicious though. To me, it didn't.
Okay, that's fair enough. But then again, I mean, I leave room for the other possibility. I'm sure you do too, where it's like,
of course,
well, he's my friend. We had dinner together. He's my friend. So thus, or something. Something more nefarious. But I'm definitely not claiming that yet. But it's a possibility. All questions are allowed here. Like that.
There is a new allegation against Trump. Have you read that yet?
What's that?
The Ox linked it.
Well, describe it to me. What is it?
If Ox can hear me, it'd be better if he explained it.
Which one?
The new allegation against Trump and the Epstein at some it's a pageant with just Epstein and him as the guests.
I saw that.
We heard that yesterday.
That's in standard class. Yeah.
We did see that yesterday with they're like, was it like under 15 or something pageant?
Yeah, it's the same one.
Yeah. And they're like whispering each other's fucking maybe not. I don't think it was Epstein there. It was other people that are there, and they're like,
No, it's just that it was just women, like Trump. According to this thing, Trump hosted a party for young women where Epstein was the only guest. Only other guest.
I've heard that too.
Trump supposedly assaults 2 women.
I don't know.
That's part of that article. It says he tried to force himself on one, and then another one told that woman that he's previously tried to do this to me or something.
Yeah, a lot of
that's in that article.
Yeah, a lot of his past quotes and actions are popping up now. It's pretty crazy.
I've said worse. Worse.
No, some of these things I don't think you've ever said. Definitely not in your fucking,
grabbed by the pussy,
late 20s, early 30s. No, not about women, but about like some of the Howard Stern stuff. Like, hey, I'll never date a girl. I promise Ivanka, I would never date a girl younger than her. And I think she was like 17 at the time. Where it's like, what? It's like that's kind of right.
He
weird?
knew Ivanka when she was 17. Oh, his daughter.
His fucking daughter. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of his wife, Melania, right?
Ivana was the first wife, I think.
That's her mother, right? Ivana's her mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay.
All right, back to
I didn't say that.
Back to this.
I ain't saying that.
Do we think Rogan? Like Anthony said his answer. What do you guys think? Is Rogan just opinion or intuition or whatever? Do you think he's trying to like distract from not from the topic, but from Trump himself personally? Do you think he's trying to like kind of pull us away from just thinking about Trump and like to kind of avoid him being like looked at as suspicious? Do you consider that, or is it like nah?
The reason I brought up that article was, remember the other thing in Wall Street Journal, the letter? Trump sued Murdoch by the end of the day.
Yeah.
2 days have gone by now that he hasn't sued on this article. And it's New York Times, his sworn enemy.
You're saying he's like dry snitching on himself?
Well, he's not refuting it.
I was thinking the other way around, where it's like, okay, this could be proven obviously wrong or something, versus the Wall Street Journal one, where it's like, okay, that is true, so let me sue like as like to save face. I understand the other way around too, like, but I'm just saying.
Why would if you're the person being accused, you're saying one's wrong and one's right by not doing the same thing? They should be dealt with the same way.
I thought that's what you were implying, that like,
well, they're being treated differently, as in one has merit and one doesn't.
Yeah, possibly. But I said it in like reverse. Like, imagine he sues the one that is saying the correct thing or saying the true thing, because
which is less.
Huh?
The letter is less. Like, it's just a letter. It's not a crime. What he wrote in there.
Yeah.
This is an actual crime, and he's not suing.
What if it's just so not true that it's like, okay, I can that's easily defeatable with information versus the other one where like, okay, maybe it's true and it makes me look bad, so thus I'll sue until like everyone gives up and you're like, all right, fuck it, just drop the case. Just leave it alone. Drop the case. Right? Or pull the article.
It's just weird that he's treating them different.
Yeah, it is
and
weird.
It looks like that's saying one should be handled this way, the other one should be handled that way. Why?
Maybe it's the Obama thing, right? Where he's like, okay, let's turn focus on the Obama thing so that, like, let's not even give attention to the other stuff. All right? Like, anything else that comes out about me and Epstein, just ignore it and let's focus on Obama, and then that'll take over the headlines. Thus, we don't have to worry about, like, responding to any of these things. I don't know. I can't say I know.
But then you got to think about Trump's been suing the shit out of everybody lately, so why wouldn't he sue them? He hates them more than most. He hates them more than Rupert Murdoch.
Does he?
He watches Fox all day.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, like, does he? That shit could be a fucking play for all I know.
It was New York Times with the original story, right? Because I've seen the same headline for Independent.
Well, what story are you talking about? Which one?
One with the pageant, and it was just Epstein as a guest.
I don't know. I saw people putting videos out. That's where I found out about that. I didn't see an article first.
This video, it flashed with the Independent as the paper.
Okay. Well,
but I've seen it was New York Times, so I'm just double checking.
I did see these Midas Touch guys have been going through archives and shit and finding videos and clips of people and doing all that. Maybe it was them. Maybe it was like an internet thing to where maybe he can't even like directly sue. I don't know.
I don't know either, but it does look fishy that it's handling things two different ways.
Well, one implies thing and one is like directly him doing something, right? The pageant thing is like it's like implying something, but there's no like real like, okay, he fucking, you know.
There's a named accuser.
Oh, you're saying like, okay, so there's a rape case to it?
No, assault. I don't know if it was sexual assault, but she did say he assaulted her at bare minimum.
Okay. And it was a pageant woman saying that?
It was it was one of the women that was there. Whether she was part of the pageant or not, I don't remember. You'd have to look into
like
the article again.
You're saying a grown woman thing, not like a kid.
She was 22.
Okay, I know what you're saying then. Okay, that's a different one. That's like a Miss Universe thing or something, or whatever, Miss America.
Some pageant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the one where it's like they're all like 14 or younger that we saw last night. I thought it was like something like that. Whatever. I guess. Yeah, this is bizarre stories for sure. But let's continue with this, I guess. It's only like a minute left. Here we go.
And now that the story is getting more serious, I wouldn't be surprised if Rogan just tries to move on from it, because there are too many people he's close with that are involved in it, like RFK Jr., Donald Trump, Peter Thiel. And Rogan even once had on Epstein's private chef and didn't ask him a single question about Epstein, which I go into more detail about all this stuff over on Patreon, like how Peter Thiel is Joe Rogan's handler, and how Joe, he could get more answers to Epstein, but he chooses not to. I also talked about how Tim Pool's imploding and he keeps having meltdowns. Also recently, he's wondering why so many Republicans are secretly gay, which was hilarious. I also just covered Sam Hyde's crash out in Harlan Williams, so if you're interested in any of that...
He's promoting his content of shit now. I like actually want to watch now because it's Tim Pool. But all right. I guess I end it there. The Rogan sphere, and let's be real, they're blatant. Like, damn, we fucked up. Basically, is where they should be at right now, and probably have been at, but not saying it as blatantly as maybe they should, of how much they fucked up. But I mean, like, what do you expect? What does anyone expect from these guys? They're gonna throw their hands up and say, "I'm a comedian." What the fuck? I'm just a comedian. So it is what it is. All right, there's your reaction to the Rogan sphere and their decline, at least intellectually, and maybe the fans and their favorability towards them maybe decline.
I'm waiting.
In regards
to
Trump.
I'm waiting on Charlie Kirk come out and say, "Why are you guys going so hard on this Epstein list? Y'all didn't go this tough on the Catholic churches."
What do you mean? The fucking...
As in, like, why are you trying to get your pitchforks out and get Trump for these Epstein things? You didn't go this tough when you heard the Catholic Church was raping kids at like 300 of them at a...
And you
got
imagine...
caught up at once. You guys didn't care that much then.
That is never happening.
I'm expecting something like that to come out of somebody's mouth.
Not from Charlie fucking Kirk. No fucking chance. That is not happening. But all right, I'm leaving it there. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree. Tell me what you think. What do you think about the Roganverse and their blatant, like, I guess, fuck up to now we're moving towards like hypocrisy level of commentary on all of the things during the Trump administration. Yeah, tell me in the comment section. Do not forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it is very much appreciated. And with all that said, give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna
meep.
Say you wanna get in.